Long distance traveling in the new Toyota Prius. Can you? Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Hybrid Now. So the big question, can you use or take a cross-country trip in the new Toyota Prius? You know, I'm considering this myself. I was going to take a Tundra, which is a big truck, of course, and then I thought maybe I should take the Prius. So I did a couple videos, tried to get in the back, see if I could sleep back there. My sleeping arrangements may have changed, by the way. But anyway, let's talk about it. There's really 5 things. I'm going to throw in a bonus 6 for you. Number 1, fuel economy. Well, I think hands down, that's the winner when it comes to the Toyota Prius, right? I mean, I'm getting about 48 to 52 miles per gallon. Now, I could spend a lot less money taking the Toyota Prius than I could, say, the Toyota Tundra. That means less stops at the gas station. I can spend more time on the road and get to where I'm trying to get to quicker than if I have to stop for gas more frequently in any other vehicle. Hands down, winner for the Toyota Prius. Number 2, noise. You know, when you're on the road for the long haul, and I'm going to be on the road for about 19 hours, something like that. So it's going to be a lot of seat time in whatever vehicle I choose, right? And you know, if you've taken long distance trips, after a while, some noises get to be very irritating. Now, of course, you're going to have the radio. We'll get to that in a couple minutes. Maybe you're on the phone calling and talking to somebody. So I don't know how prevalent road noise is really going to be. But one of the dings that the Prius gets from a lot of the talking heads out there is road noise. I can hear it. I mean, I will admit it, when I'm driving on a rougher road, a road that has more divots in it, like an asphalt road that has a lot of pitting in it, let's say, I can hear a lot more noise from the outside. Not so much wind noise, it's really more tire noise, I think. So, if that's something that bothers you and you don't listen to the radio or talk on the phone or maybe sing a song, I don't know, while you're driving, it could become irritating after a while. Me personally, not really concerned about that, and it is really a personal thing when it comes down to it, right? Number 3, comfort. Now, this is something I've been very surprised about with the new Prius, and pleasantly surprised. You know, part of the reason I had gotten the Tundra was because I thought it would be the most comfortable vehicle I could take, because it has been in the past. Although I must say, this most recent Tundra, the 2024 that I had, was not so much. The seats, I just couldn't really get comfortable in. I don't know what it was. The Prius, on the other hand, feels really good. Nice, soft seats, good support on the lower back. I mean, it feels really nice in here. And just from driving it around town and stuff, I think it would be really good on a long trip. Now, granted, I have not taken this car on a multi-hour trip, but I can tell from just driving around for an hour or so here and there, it feels really good. Great lower thigh support, and that's something that I noticed to not be so good in the Toyota Tundra. I don't know if they've changed something. Maybe it was the angle of the seat. Maybe it's the fact that the seats that I had in that truck were manual and I really couldn't adjust that front part much. I don't know. But regardless of that, the Prius feels to me like it would be really good on a long distance trip. Next up, storage and hauling, number 4. This is where the Prius may fall a little bit short. It kind of depends. You know, if there are 2 of you going, obviously you can put the back seats down and you have tons of storage back there for suitcases, who knows, bags, maybe a cooler for some food or drinks or whatever. It is a long distance trip, right? But if there are 4 of you going, not so much. I mean, you do have storage space behind the seat, of course. It is a hatchback. But by the time you put your luggage and stuff back there, you know, we all overpack. We take enough clothes for, 10 times as much as we're going to need. But by the time you put all those big luggage bags and stuff back there, you're going to be starting to get pretty cramped. And you might even start to get up above, where you can't see out of the back as well. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to block your rear view with suitcases and bags and stuff. So maybe not so much if you're traveling with more than a couple of people. Still doable if you pack conservatively, lightly. Number 5, and this is one that I think a lot of people don't consider until they're out on the road, and that is size and safety. If you're on the freeways and you're driving all over the country, you're going to be sharing the road with semis, big trucks. They rule the roads, more so now, I think, than ever. I've taken a couple of trips in the last year or two, and I will say that I was really surprised by how many semis were on the roads as compared to just passenger cars or trucks, like pickup trucks. There are tons of them, and you're going to feel that. When one's up beside you, passing you, or you're passing it over on the other side, you're going to feel pretty small next to a semi. I've experienced this myself. I've even often wondered, if I was to veer over to the left, would I be able to fit underneath one of those semis? Something I've always wanted to try. Not that I would recommend that, and I highly recommend you do not try that, but it's crossed my mind. So you're going to feel small. And obviously, if you're in a small car and you tangle with a semi, it's not going to be as safe as it would be if you were in something like, say, the Tundra or an SUV or a van or something bigger. So if that bothers you, you're definitely going to feel it once you get on the road. Like I mentioned, I don't think a lot of people think about that until they're actually out there on the road fighting for spaces with semis and other large vehicles. Number 6, I should say. Tunes, the radio. If you're on a long distance ride, you're probably going to be turning on some music and stuff. If for nothing else, than keep you a little bit more alert. Nothing gets the adrenaline flowing like your favorite tune, right? Maybe some AC/DC, Back in Black, some Metallica. I don't know. Something that really gets the blood pumping, particularly if you've been on the road for a while. And the Toyota Prius has an excellent sound system. I love it in here. It sounds good. I so far have never been regretting or considering doing something else in the car because it's not good enough. It is awesome. As far as tech goes, you've got plenty of that. It's got wireless CarPlay and Android and all that stuff, so you can link your phone. Of course, have navigation up on the screen via Google Maps or whatever it is that you use, so that you can ultimately get to where you're going, right? Now, lastly, number 6, I guess it is, the spare tire. Again, it's something that I think a lot of people don't think about until they really need it, and that is the lack of one. The Toyota Prius does not have a spare tire. It has that, what I think is absolutely ludicrous little bottle of junk that you're supposed to stick in your tire and fill it up. And that stuff is fine if you have the perfect blowout. Blow a big hole in the side of your tire or slice the side of your tire or something, and that is useless and you are stranded. Now, we do have roadside assistance and there's AAA and all that stuff, but who wants to add 3 or 4 hours or more to your trip if you get a flat tire and you can't get out of that situation yourself, either because that fix-a-flat can of stuff doesn't work or you simply don't have a spare. What I would recommend and what I'm considering doing myself is picking up some sort of a spare, something I can put in the back, which of course is then going to take up valuable storage space and add weight to the vehicle as well. But something for peace of mind, something so that if I should get a flat somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, I can actually take care of it myself. Anyway, I just wanted to get on the final verdict for me. Would it make a good cross-country traveler or a good long-distance trip vehicle? I think so. For me, between the comfort, the fuel economy, the technology, it would be awesome. And I'm leaning towards doing that now. Of course, we don't have the Tundra anymore, so if I didn't do that, I'd be in a most likely Toyota Tacoma. I think the Prius would be better as far as comfort and those other things go. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've taken a long distance trip in the Prius. How was it for you? And I'm talking about anywhere above, let's say, 5 hours, 10 hours, something like that. I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.